Welcome to Podcastville. The Church of What's Happening Now is brought to you by, and by the way, it's January 31st right now. Tomorrow's February. Not only is it Black History Month, and we do celebrate that here at the church, it's also Love Month, okay? So I'm here to promote love this month, and we're going to start right now, today, Thursday morning, with love, okay? What's love start with? Love starts with a date, a drink. You go back to her place and do a little dancing, maybe a glass of wine, maybe you tell her some bullshit story, you like cats or whatever the fuck, you want to save the world. Next thing you know, you take your undies off. She's going to touch your pipe, but it smells like 10 dead dogs of death. And your ass don't smell no better. How you gonna fucking communicate and pick up a Valentine with a stinky ass? That's why Hello Tushy's here. You know what HelloTushy.com is? They're a website that'll provide you with portable bidets that you could put in your bathroom. It takes you 10 minutes, even if you're not a plumber. You can, even an idiot like me, it takes 8 minutes. You know what that means? Every time you go home, you take a little poop to dupe, a.k.a. a big dirty shit. Not only do you scrub your asshole, but you dip your nutsack in that water and rub it nice with the towel, put cream on it. Very nice. Go to HelloTushy.com right now and get 10% off your portable bidet. Comes with a 60-day. They come in different colors. Just go to HelloTushy.com. This podcast is also brought to you by, after your nuts are clean, you want to look good with your significant other this Valentine's Day, right? Then check out MeUndies matching pair. So now you're clean, you're ready to rock. It's a unique, fun gift for you and your Valentine. They're perfect. What I'm talking about is MeUndies. MeUndies are the most comfortable, fun undies you and your significant other will ever own. They're made from the softest material on earth. We're talking 3 times softer than cotton. But listen, to get 20% off your matching pair, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/Joey. Again, that's MeUndies.com/Joey. This is going to be the best Valentine's gift that you'll ever give. Start matching your bottom half to your better half. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey right now. So you're looking at me, you're going, Joey, I got a fresh asshole and a new pair of underwears, but I ain't got a date. That's why Uncle Joey loves you the way he does. You know why? Because if you're trying online dating, chances are you run into lazy text messages, dead-end conversations, random matches that don't turn into dates. You can't get to know someone just by looking at their picture. I mean, look at me. I'm a handsome dude. You don't see me, no. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is eHarmony is unlike many other dating sites. eHarmony takes steps that other dating sites don't in order to find you the more compatible match. Why be single this Valentine's Day? Right now, go, my listeners, get a free month of eHarmony when you sign up for a 3-month subscription. So right now, today, you'd be going on dates or 2 dates a week till God knows when, till June or July. Enter my code CHURCH at checkout and get 1 month for free with a 3-month subscription. All right. So I hooked you up. I gave you Hello Tushy. I gave you MeUndies, and now I'm getting you a date, and I'm finding you love with eHarmony.com. All right. Who's better than Uncle Joey? Nobody. Enter code CHURCH at checkout, and let's get this party started. Kick that mule, Lee. That's when black people could do English expressions. You know what I'm saying?
How did Prince write a song about being a nasty girl?
Because Prince was throwing heat, and I guess Vanity was part of his little stable at the time. Yeah, all hanging out, and he wrote that song. Like that was like he started writing shit, and it was like Michael Jackson in '84. He had Thriller, Somebody's Watching Me, and he had something else.
Yeah, that's how he was working the ladies by writing them songs and stuff. He did that Apollonia
Cotero
song, and then
Sheena Easton.
What was that song? The Manic Monday? What was the?
For Sheena Easton, he wrote another dirty song.
Prince,
Sheena Easton.
Let me see.
Yeah, but there was one song. God, it was about.
It's like they did a football thing to it once. So
You Got the Look?
You got the look. Your mom can't cook. Wow. You must have.
I loved Prince. Did you know? Did I ever tell you I was invited to a private party at Paisley Park?
No, I wasn't.
1995. I was playing at Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis, And Prince's keyboard player, Tommy, was a fan of mine because I was like doing tons of stuff for Comedy Central at the time. And Prince would do these parties in the summer where he would jam from like 3 in the morning until 6 in the morning. That's how he came up with his tunes and stuff, or worked it out. So we went. I invited this other comedian, the feature act, and he didn't go.
Oh my God.
And the guy, when Prince died, he was the first person to call me and go, man, I can't believe I didn't go to that fucking party. So it was one of the best nights of my life. There was only 50 people there, and Prince is walking around. The guy gave me a tour of Paisley Park before the concert, and he had like a sewing room, there was like 4 sewing machines and all these beautiful fabrics where he made his own clothes. You know, his recording studio, he shot his own videos there. It was like a one-man hit art factory. And then in his, big room the airplane hangar room where he shot his videos and stuff, he had the stage set up. And he wailed like Hendrix. He had that white guitar that had the little loopy, looked like a musical note. And it was his girlfriend Mai Tai's birthday. And so she had a white flowy dress on, and she danced around him, and it was magnificent, man. He wailed for 3 hours.
He could fucking wail.
He was better than Hendrix, man.
He could fucking wail.
And then he's walking around after the concert. He's right in front of me. He's 2 feet in front of me. It took every bit of my self-control not to grab his perfect little purple ass and just squeeze it, like a turtle.
Did he ask you what you were doing there?
No, we shook it. No. His dude introduced us. I shook his hand, and he was a complete gentleman, and he was nice to everybody that was there. It was amazing.
It's a great fucking story. That's part of being
It's a good way to start, and with little Los Angeles sirens in the background for.
Great to have you. Great to see you. Great to see that you're healthy.
Yeah.
Great to see that you're still in the game. You know what I'm saying? We've lost a lot of soldiers.
Yeah.
And we're still plugging away. You're still fucking going overseas.
I just got back from Paris last night.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah. I played this beautiful theater, Theater La Ovra. Like a ovra? Your life work?
Like ovary.
Like ovra. I don't know how to pronounce it. Ouvra? It's like...
Club Ouvra.
Like an oeuvre is like your life's work, your masterpiece.
In Spanish, it's great.
But this theater, man, it was beautiful. It seats 340. I had 240 there. There was balconies. The place was built in 1850. And I'm booked back there October 15th, and I want to film it as my next Netflix special.
Then do your thing.
Yeah. So if anybody's thinking about taking a trip to Paris...
Go on with your bad self.
Yeah.
Always trying to fucking be in the game. Always reinventing yourself. That's it. That's all that matters.
Well, yeah.
You're a comic till the end, like Tupac said, right?
That's right. Well, I got a long history with Paris. The first big love of my adult life was with a Parisian woman I lived with in San Francisco for 7 years. And the first time I went to Paris, I was actually maced, pepper spray. These guys tried to mug me, and I got away and all this. I've stepped in dog shit there. I've done a lot of things in Paris. Put flowers on Morrison's grave.
So you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Damn,
I like sauntering down the boulevard with a baguette under my arm.
I haven't been pepper sprayed in a long fucking
That shit hurts, man.
Oh, my God.
That shit fucking
I never
hurts.
got pepper sprayed by a woman, or I was assaulting somebody. The guy that had the big dick in Jersey, there was a guy when I grew up that he said he was the guy from Godfather 2's grandson. So in Godfather 2, there's a scene where Michael takes Fredo to this underground bar to see like a semi-rape where they tie a girl up and the guy comes out with a big dick and a cape, and the guy's dick is like 4 foot long, but they never show the dick. The director is a very good director. That's when Michael finds out that Fredo betrays him. All the guineas are saying, look at him, he looks like Superman, but they never show you the guy's dick. You never even think about it. But my luck, right? Like, you never even think about it. Like, you gotta see Godfather 2. It's
I
like
don't
a
remember
scene.
the scene from Godmother 2.
Godfather 2, when Michael finds out Fredo betrays him. Okay, and there's a little Cuban dude in the back playing little congas and shit. To make a long story short, this could only happen to me. In that Cuban community in Union City, there was a club called Club 38, Club 38. And the guy that owned it, his claim to fame was his grandfather had the biggest dick in Cuba. But now he had the biggest dick. Like, it was a generational thing that went down. I mean, this is just ridiculous.
A family heirloom.
It's just ridiculous.
That's a good fairly heirloom.
It's fucking ridiculous. So
We can't leave you
my
any money,
father,
son.
the time I saw,
This is it? I knew it was you, Fredo. No.
The Godfather 2. I want capital letters, Lee. You went to college. And
Capital
there's never
letters don't do
fucking-
anything, Joey. I
Yes, they
promise you.
do. Yes, they do. Capital letters, for Christ's sakes. Jesus Christ. He's like a 2-year-old.
They don't.
These fucking kids, they text. They forget everything. All right, hold on. Scratch. Put Godfather 2 and clean
So what does the
everything.
big dick New Jersey guy have to do with getting me?
Because the big thing in the big dick in New Jersey, when Michael finds out Michael and Fredo in the Cuban. Jesus Christ. All right, the thing that has to do with it was right there, that top
Okay. There you go. 3 minutes and videos on it.
No.
There we go.
Watch this scene. It's a brilliant scene.
All right.
It's what I talk about directing. Can you imagine people would leave New York to do this on the weekend? To go watch this on the weekends? This is brilliant. See, all this Vegas shit started in Havana. In fucking 50 they were doing this. All right, speed it up, brother.
How far?
Just keep going till we see it. What's with the questions? Keep going.
What's with the question?
Keep going. Keep going. Right there. Listen to the bongos in the back. Tremendous when you see it.
Hey, Freddie, why are we standing? Come on, man. Everybody stands, but it's worth it. Watch. You're not going to believe this. Don't believe it already. Huh?
All right, so they take this poor little immigrant girl, they tie her up, right? And then this guy with the big dick comes out, gives it to her, and people pay. They say, watch this shit. That's the guy with the big dick. He's got a cape on. Now, Michael's just hanging out, right? Watch this. Then he shows her the dick. She fucking loses her mind. Look at her. No. That was his grandfather. The director never shows you the dick. Here you go.
I don't believe it. That thing's got to be a fake. It ain't no fake. That's real. That's why they call him Superman. Hey, Freddie, where did you find this place? Johnny Aldo told me about this place. He brought me here. I didn't believe it, but seeing is believing, huh? I see it and I still don't believe it. $50, Pat. Old man Roth had never come here, but old Johnny knows these places like the back of his hand.
Right there, he ratted himself out. Look at Michael. He gets fucking agitated. He knows he betrayed him. It's a brilliant scene. But if they would have showed you the guy's dick, you wouldn't have seen Michael's face.
Right.
That's a brilliant directorial scene. So everybody in the room howled when they show you the guy. Now, they would do that in 1975. This kid was doing that in Union City. And he would come to my mom's bar and always, like, we'd be shooting pool. And in the conversation, like, even with my friends that didn't know nothing about nothing, he'd just say, my grandfather had the biggest dick in Cuba. And my friends would look at me like, why is he telling us this? And then
he's like shooting pool with his dick.
No, we're shooting pool, and then he would tell us that it was a thing in his family. And I told my mom once. My mom was like, "Don't worry, he's not a bad guy." His name was Willie Vandy. So Willie Vandy had a bar. Once I found out he had a big dick, and this is what he did at that bar on Saturday nights. During the week they played salsa, but on Saturdays he would showcase his dick. It was like a comedy show.
No, what? He would showcase it every week?
Like every Saturday night, everybody in the neighborhood knew if you wanted to see his dick, you went down there, and he'd find some
money for tickets.
Dog. He'd get like some Nicaraguan runaway because, like in the '70s, nobody gave a fuck about Nicaragua, right? Like think of a country nobody gave a fuck about in the 70s. He would get one of their refugees, they'd dope him up, and it was legal. Like, they paid the cops off.
Wow.
This went on every Saturday.
That doesn't mean it's legal.
Well, whatever. And they were having fun. And he'd come out, and
It's legal. They paid him off.
and he'd give him a stabbing in public with his 3-foot dick.
Oh.
And fucking people would pay $20 and hang out and have drinks with the guy. Who the fuck does this shit? That's like Woody Allen's friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hang out after the guy. But
Couldn't the guy just learn how to juggle?
it was fucking
With
crazy.
a dick, I think.
So
I mean, like,
I never liked the dude, but the first time but there was a Carvel down the corner. Do you know what a Carvel is?
yeah, the ice cream joint.
Ice cream joint. That was one of my favorites. He goes, you feel like an ice cream? And I go, yeah. So when we went to get ice cream, it was down the block from that bar. He goes, let me stop in there because Willie has to give me money. But then another time I went in there with him. I guess my stepfather was like a half a loan shark. And he loaned Willie money, and Willie always kept fucking with him. So one night, Willie was supposed to meet him there, and Willie didn't meet him. So my stepfather, on a Saturday night at fucking 11 o'clock, we went in there, and he goes, sit right there, and he took a thing out of his jacket, and it was, those homemade zip guns? Only with...
What's a zip gun?
A zip gun is what you make it in prison
homemade gun
with a 22, and it's got one bullet in it. I got to get you with it.
Isn't it like a nail? Doesn't it shoot like a nail?
It's like a fucking pen. No. In the 70s and 80s,
Jesus
I had
Christ.
friends do. I knew a place in the Bronx where you could buy them. They were like a disposable one bullet.
Lee,
gun.
how long have you been doing this podcast with Joey? You've never
6
learned.
years.
You ever learned what a zip gun is yet?
So
He's been too busy
That's
telling
like-
me all the other stuff.
he had.
Oh my God.
He had a zip gun only with that air in it, that tube, that onion smell that would break out in people's. He put me in the corner, and he went to the back of this place and left it, like bammed it off. I'll never forget.
Like a stink bomb?
Like it was a stink bomb, but whatever that is, mace.
Oh my God,
So
pepper spray.
He discharged it in the back of the club, and then we walked out together like nothing happened. But that's the last time I got it in my eyes. I must have been 10 or 11, and maybe tops 12, but I don't think so. I was a kid, and that was his way of fucking with the guy. You're not gonna have my money. Well, you're not gonna make no money on a Saturday night either. The guy had his money the next week.
Not bad.
And nobody got hurt. He
Sounds
just-
like it was a full loan shark. That doesn't sound like half a
No,
loan
I
shark.
told you that. He was fucking, when it came to all that shit, he was a genius when he came to all that type of dirty shit.
I got maced. So it was the first time I ever went to Paris, and I think it's kind of cool that I was maced in the city of love. But I was living with this French woman in San Francisco. We go to Paris to visit her mom. She got sick, and I got to go out by myself one night. So I'm walking around the Bastille area is like the Greenwich Village of Paris. So I'm walking around
What's the name of the area?
Bastille.
Bastille.
Like when they had the French Revolution, it was the Bastille prison that they tore down and broke open and let all the prisoners out. That was the big symbol of the revolution. So I'm walking around the Bastille area. There's a street called the Rue de Lap, and that's a street with all these bars on it. And I'm walking down. I can go to any of these bars and have a drink. I come across this bar called Some Girls. That's the name of a Rolling Stones album. I love the Rolling Stones. I go in. They only play the Rolling Stones. I'm in heaven. I'm drinking beer brewed by monks. I'm enjoying my own company. I'm making notes, I'm just really I'm in Paris, and every time I wanted to leave, they'd play another great song like Can You Hear Me Knocking, Give Me Shelter, and I'd order another beer. Finally, I leave this bar. It's late. There's no one on the street now. It's this thin Parisian street, and these two guys are walking towards me in the distance. And this guy had a metal pole, and he's walking like it's a walking brace. But it wasn't a walking brace, it was a metal pole. And then they get closer, I move over to make room for them, and then they move it over a little more, and then I moved over a little more, and then before I knew it, they were right up on top of me, and dude with the pole jams me in the stomach with it. And it's go time, baby. It's 2 against 1. And I'm not proud of it. I don't know where it came from. I barked at them. Ruff! It's like some kind of fucking animal instinct came out of me. Ruff! I had no defense whatsoever. And then the guy with the pole starts wailing on me, man. But it was winter, and I had a big coat on, and it actually didn't hurt too bad.
And you were drunk.
Yeah, I'm hammered. And it helped for it not hurting too bad.
Oh, my God.
And then I looked to see what dude number 2 was doing. I looked at dude number 2, and he maced me right in the eyes. I've never felt such excruciating pain in my life. You have no idea how many nerve endings in your eyes. And I broke free, and I'm just, I wailed my arms and broke free, and I'm running, and I'm blinded in all this pain. And I got away from them. I'm sure they, looked at each other and thought, did that guy fucking bark at us? But
why were they attacking you? What did they want?
Well, they don't have guns.
Okay.
They don't have guns there. So I heard later that that's a very common way for people to get mugged in Paris, or where they mace you, they beat you up, they get you down, they take your money, take whatever. So it took me. I was probably staying about 1.5 miles from where I was maced. It took me, I think, 2 or 3 hours to get home where I was staying, because I would walk a few steps and then it would hit me, and the pain was so crippling. I'd sit in like a doorway and just and just sit there in pain and whimper. And then thank God it started to rain, and then I'd like hold my eyes open and feel the rain in my eyes. And then finally, eventually, I got back. And I used to have really long hair back then. You remember me. And my French girlfriend, Natalie, she tried to help me. Oh, baby, wash your eyes, baby. And like, I guess I had little particles of it in my hair. And like some particles got in her eyes. And then she's fucking on the ground, rolling around in pain and shit. Man, it went on until like sunrise. This shit lasted forever.
I'm not going to Paris. Fuck that.
No, fuck.
Now, Paris has had a lot of problems lately, right?
Yeah, the Bataclan and all that stuff. But I'm from Orlando. Look, we had the Pulse nightclub shooting. So.
Yeah, you're nobody's fucking rabbit foot either.
And a little kid got eaten by an alligator.
Whatever. What the fuck do you want to do? You are from Orlando originally. That's right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm. I was born in D.C., and then my family moved to Orlando when I was 12. But I wouldn't stay out of Paris, Lee.
Would you rather be in Paris or Orlando?
If you went to the patisseries there and had some...
they have bakeries here. They have pretty good...
There are cheap imitations of what's happening in Paris.
I would love to see parts of Europe, but if they're going to maze people, that sounds scary.
I mean, I've been back 35 times. It's never happened again.
Okay.
Right.
You'll never be Mace Lee.
I love croissants.
You're not going to stay. You're going to go to a country because you like fucking croissants? What else?
That's what he said. That's right. You just said patisseries, right?
I'll give you a good travel tip for Paris. If you ever go to Paris, some of the subway there is called the Metro.
Okay.
And some of the Metro cars have a flip latch. Because you have to like flip the latch to open the door. I learned that the hard way the first time I was there. Like, I got to my stop and the door didn't open, and like a fucking moron, I was like, "This is not opening. The doors aren't opening. This is my stop. And then like some Parisian guy just walked over and with his finger just went flip, and the fucking thing opened. So avoid the jackass moment that I experienced. If you're in Paris and the doors don't open, remember, there's a little flip. It's one finger.
Now, when you go, you stay in a hotel?
Yeah, now. Yeah.
You have the same hotel you usually?
Oh, no. I stayed different parts of town. Oh, it's interesting. I stayed there in December. I was there in December. I did this small club, and this female comedian who lives there was out of town and let me stay at her place. And she lives in the Saint Germain neighborhood of Paris, which is the Beverly Hills of Paris. And I couldn't figure out her heat. And it was fucking freezing. So I was sleeping like with my clothes layered and my winter coat on. So it was funny to stay in like the richest part of town, and then like it was like sleeping fucking outside in this place. I take like really hot showers, and it's like for an hour.
And everywhere you go, there's Americans, right?
Yeah, some. There's a handful there.
Like when Ari said he went and did all those shows in China, he goes, tons of Americans.
Yeah. There's expats all over China.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous of all that traveling.
So you're 29. You got the world by the balls, and you want to sit here and fuck around and go to Long Beach, and San Jose. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Nobody. It's
Where would you like to go, Lee?
Japan's my number one in Asia.
Okay.
I'll be back in Tokyo the end of June. Come on over, Lee. There's your excuse.
At the end of June.
It's a great little club.
Where else would you go?
Australia.
Could you get Lee 5 minutes?
Yeah, I'll get you 5 minutes if you come there.
All right, sweet.
You could do 5 minutes in fucking Hong Kong.
Yeah,
Lee.
that'd
Who's
be
better than
crazy.
you?
Stand up Tokyo. Here we come.
Tokyo. Where else would you
Australia would be really cool. I think.
I was in Australia in September at the Comedy Store.
See, like
Sydney.
I haven't done anything in Europe, but and then I also like honestly like something that Joey's talked about. I haven't really been anywhere in America. I've been a few places, but like that's part of the traveling I'd like to see. Like I haven't been into any of like the national monuments on the East Coast.
When you went to Israel, did you make any stops anywhere?
I went to Jordan for a couple days. It was fun. Jordan, it wasn't that. I went to the where they filmed Indiana Jones.
I like Jordan because they like Michael Jordan so much they named their country after him.
So you do comedy in Israel at all?
I have not. I'm supposed to go there in December and do
Who books the room?
Ari's tour.
Somebody books the room, right? Mm-hmm. And you have to be clean.
You have to be really clean.
Real clean. Right,
Yeah.
right. That means no, I'll never get there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But no, there has to be somewhere in Israel that would put you up because it's.
Well, I heard Tel Aviv. You can, you can be more risque, but in Jerusalem, you got to be really clean.
Really?
Yeah,
they take Jerusalem seriously, especially like the old part. It's like for like every religion, it's like the most sacred part of the world, so they take it pretty seriously.
That's it. That's as good as it gets, right?
Yeah, for everybody. Like there's the Armenian side, the Christian side, there's the Muslim side, and the Jewish side.
Yeah, so you have to be clean there. That's a fucking church town.
It's pretty cool. You get to see like monks walking around.
Yeah, my friend's ex-wife is there now. She's been posting pictures on Facebook, and it's pretty interesting what you see when you go there. It's got to be whatever religion you are or thinking of becoming. It's got to wake it up a little bit. It has to wake up your religious experience a little bit going over there.
Even like I was never really a big religious person. Not like whether I'm agnostic or whatever I am. But yeah, I've been over there twice, and it's pretty. It's just it makes you, because all the stories you heard growing up. It makes you think. It's like you try to be respectful. It has a lot of meaning, even if you don't necessarily believe in God. You just have to see all those people coming together to do one. Like it's pretty impressive.
You have any anything in your body?
I used to be more religious. My family are hardcore Christians, and I think there's a superiority that comes with real staunch believers in anything, where they think they're better than anyone. Like I live in the neighborhood I live in is like Orthodox Jewish, like
not the nicest people.
Beverly, fuck, they don't say hi. I walk through the neighborhood and they don't say hello to you. So it's interesting. I pitched my comedy travel show idea, and they do stand up in Israel, and then also they do stand up in Palestine. There's a Ramallah comedy festival every year.
I'm not doing 5 minutes there, Joey.
I thought it would be interesting to show how people on either side use humor to deal with their circumstances and the troubles that they're dealing with. And like Comedy Central, when I pitched it to them, it was a whole travel show about comedy and humor around the world, and they said that they didn't think that the idea was provocative and subversive enough. What the fuck is more provocative and subversive than stand-up comedy in Israel and Palestine? Like, what are they making jokes about? So, but I always thought if I was 30 years younger,
right? I always thought that'd be a great idea to have a travel show where a comedian would do stand-up in a different country every week and talk about his experience on stage, what he thought was different. It's like in the old days when you went to Austin, you could talk about George Bush on stage. When you went to Houston, mention Bush, and that was the end of your set. You follow me? Mm-hmm. There's got to be certain countries that you have to touch on one thing and they might just fucking stop breathing. So I was in Charlotte this last weekend, and I went off a couple of nights. I was eating edibles and shit, so I went off early.
What'd you go off on?
Just went off, like on stage. Like, you just go off on a fucking tangent about fucking whatever. And I was kind of risque. And I remember that I did this creative entertainment. Remember 30 years ago, creative entertainment?
I started out on the Southern circuits with those people.
You started out with them. For me, creative entertainment, the 2 weeks I did with Vinny Lightbulbs was, if I did 10 shows, I bombed 11 of them. I'm not going to lie to you. And then they put me the headline in Jacksonville. I will never forget this. 98, 97, Jimmy Schubert got him Go. He got the movie Go. And he had to cancel quick. So I got a plane ticket for $100 to Jacksonville, and I ate a bag of dicks from Tuesday straight to Sunday, including Friday night after the all-you-could-eat buffet. I just died, Tom. Tom, first off, I wasn't a headliner. That was number one. I had the time, but that doesn't mean I was a headliner. And when I got into those one-nighters, I couldn't flip it. The only one I did decent at was Clarkville, where there's an Army base. It was an Army barracks. And the only reason why they even liked me even better, because before the show, they couldn't start the show because the World Series was on, but I was running a commercial at the time for Taco Bell, the first one with the dog. It was the first series with the dog. And they were popular, and I was in this commercial. So that's the only reason why they laughed at me. But that whole run, West Virginia, there was a college I did on that run that you did comedy on a ping pong table. And if you said the word fuck, they fined you $50.
I think I'd break the ping pong table.
That was in...
yes, Morganville.
Yeah.
Something fucking... I'm not saying nothing bad.
I remember all those rooms.
$50 if you said the word fuck. $50 fine. And I didn't find out till you get there. I was like, this is not going to work.
How much were you getting for the set?
$250. I was headlining.
So what if you said $6?
Then I'm in the minus. I ate a bag of dog dicks. I ate a bag of dog dicks at University of North Carolina. That was the school I wanted to go to when I was a basketball player. I was finally in Charlotte, Chapel Hill. I finally get to Chapel Hill, and before the headliner goes up, there's a fucking drinking contest. It was one of those tours. I just got the kiss of fucking death on me. Knoxville was the best night because some crazy girl was there, and it was just crazy. It was just a crazy night, but that was it, When on the way home, you end the weekend like I did. It was 2 weeks on a creative run tour. And the first week was all those one-nighters, but the second week I ended up in a club in West Virginia. They actually had a real club on Fridays and Saturdays. But the problem was, for me to get a ride back to Charlotte, I had to leave at 4 a.m. to get a free ride. So basically, I went back to Charlotte to sit in the fucking Denny's all day because my flight was at 10 o'clock at night, but I had gotten a guest spot at that same club where I performed last week. So this is 9 out of 10 bombings in 2 weeks. And I'm going in to do a guest set into the Charlotte Comedy Zone. And not only do I eat the biggest bag of dicks of the week, that was it. That was the longest flight I ever took in my life. And I swore on that continental flight, because I never forgot what the airline was, that I would never go back to the Bible Belt again. I bombed everywhere. Nashville. I just went on a fucking, a Vietnam tour. I just got bombed. That's all they did.
I started out doing those shit.
Oh, my God.
And I grew my hair long, and I was called faggot 9 million times.
Lee.
In those rooms.
Ooh. And I had been doing comedy. Tom, was I prepared? Like I said,
there were some rough rooms, man. I remember that. And then the booker... we're going to book you for these one-nighters in the Carolinas, but you got to swing by Memphis and pick up the headliner. What the fuck is that? It's nowhere near the Carolinas.
Tom, I've been doing open mics for 2.5 months. That probably. Even just I was looking at them I've spent hundreds of dollars. I think probably at least $100, and then with gas and just waiting because you sit there for 50 minutes to do 5. it's like a lot. It's like mentally, you have to like be. It's kind of like taxing a little bit. Like it's
man, shit
it's
ain't
harder
for-
than it seems.
Shit ain't for the weak.
Like $100, like, and I drove to Brea back and forth one night. I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's what you
But
do
it's fun.
every night. That's what you do every night. That's what you don't understand when you do it for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll never do anything for free. If I tell you, Tom, you busy tomorrow, you want to wash my car? Joey, yeah, but can you give me the small 25? At least let me get a little 6-pack, something to get the party started.
Yeah.
But we did it for, how long did you do it for free for, Tom? How many nights?
Oh, a long time.
Yeah. It kills me when people send
I'll
me
still do
fucking
free sets
notes.
every now and then.
Yeah, people still send. I love when people are like, hey man, I've been doing comedy for 3 years and somebody asked me to do a free room. I don't believe him. Okay.
Well, it kills me. These young guys will ask, hey, when can I expect to start getting paid for this? I'm like, I think you're in the wrong business if you're worried. So they're on their first open mic night, their second open mic night, and they want to know when they can start making money.
I fucking knew in the beginning.
I didn't make money for fucking
for years. I lucked out. I won a contest and they made me the house MC. So I got $50 a week. So that's $200 a month. So for 2 years, I made $2,400 a year just off comedy. That's 4,800 big gazookas, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Tax free.
50.
And all the tater tots you can eat.
Oh my God. God. Shrimp in those days on Tuesday nights. But it's just crazy that you this comedy has taken you all over. Now let me ask you a question. Before the NBC show, were you traveling abroad?
No, I was when the sitcom ended, I looked at that money as my NBC artist grant. So I started taking trips to London, and that I took in a few trips to London, and that's how I got in. Once I got in with London, then I started work in London, and then London was the key to the international circuits for me, because like everything was booked out of London back then. All these international, this Hong Kong China tour, Australia, all these cool gigs, But before that. I told you I lived in New York City when I was 20, like a dog in Washington Heights. I couldn't afford anything else, and I always swore if I ever had any money, I'd live in New York City with style. So after my sitcom ended, I moved to New York, and I got a place in the Wall Street area, and total rock star pad. Lived there for 2 years, and then while I was living there and playing New York, and I was really partying harder than I ever had. And then I started taking these trips to London and, did the peripheral rooms first because you don't go to the best club first. You want to get your sea legs as a performer, especially going to a different country. But this advice applies for New York, San Francisco, LA, Chicago.
Yeah, totally.
You go to some peripheral rooms first, see if your shit's going to work in that city. You don't go to the best club and fucking have a wobbly set and then they remember you as some wobbly fucking act, You wait until the pistols are hot.
It's so, the little rules in comedy that are so subtle, but that could change your life. Like,
I wish there was podcasts to listen to when we were starting.
Yeah,
these fucking young guys, they listen to, they just got that pearl of wisdom.
But it's funny how usually where you start, you get no respect. Like for years, I wouldn't get booked in Denver.
Yeah.
And then tickets started selling, so all of a sudden, now I'm in Denver. And I get it. I understand the business level of it. But throughout my career, not one club from Denver ever contacted me and said, hey, man, I saw you in a film,
Right.
People don't realize that that's the most painful thing, that's your home fucking club.
Well, I always say, like, for years, I didn't get any respect in Orlando, and I would always say they thought Jesus was a punk in Nazareth. He had to take his show on the road before he got any respect.
And now Orlando books you.
Now Orlando, yeah, I've been playing Orlando for like 10 years
you
now.
Get so frustrated.
But for years, I couldn't get them to fucking work me. And it's like my hometown.
Okay, for years, there's a club that I used to go by on a bus before I ever dreamed of doing comedy. When I was robbing gas stations,
yeah,
I would look at that comedy club as just a comedy club and go, what goes on in there? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I would look at it and go, what the fuck goes on in there? Like, I never even dawned on me about stand-up comedy. But I became a comic. I bugged them for years. Can I get in? I'm originally from North Bergen. No. And then finally, a friend of mine worked there, and I asked him to bring me. And he brought me, and I got, like, more fucking people came to see me than went to see him. This is 2002, 2003, maybe 2004. You know, they never offered out an extra envelope. They stuck to the original pay, 4 shows for $200. You know, even though I brought a bunch of people in there, my friends ate in there. So for years, I would call them and go, hey, man, let me headline Thanksgiving. No. They treated me like fucking shit. Well, 2 years ago, they started calling me and offering me like fucking the door. Like, how about if we just give them the door? And I would say no. Like, for some reason, you're supposed to forgive, what's that word?
Forgive and forget.
That have grudges.
Yeah.
But till this day, I have a grudge against them because they never gave me any fucking love when I really needed it.
So you don't play that club?
No, I didn't ask them for much. It wasn't like I was even asking them for money.
Yeah.
I would have done a Wednesday night just for me to get together with my high school friends and have a good time, and they could sell drinks.
Yeah.
You know, it's so fucking weird how where you start, that's why you leave. It's because you don't get no respect. So if you start in Chicago, they don't like you, you move to Detroit, and next thing you know, you're in L.A., and people are like, well, where'd you start? I started in Chicago, but they hit my fucking guts.
I think the same thing happens with people in offices. Like, I love my first job here in L.A., but at a certain point, they're going to, if you start as an intern, they see you as the intern. At least for some people can break through that, but it is hard, I think.
Well, who the fuck knows? It's all different with comedy and whatever. Comedy works.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
No.
Oh, no. It wasn't Comedy Works.
Okay.
It was a club called Bananas.
Oh, okay.
Which is next door to the Bada Bing, where they shot The Sopranos. You don't understand.
They shot The Sopranos in Denver?
They shot The
No, it's in
Sopranos
New
in
Jersey.
Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Off of Route 4.
Okay.
And this club was called Bananas. Now they sold it. It's under new ownership.
Okay.
And I'm considering playing there, but I'm not sure yet.
They needed to sell?
Huh?
You just wanted the owners. You didn't want to work with those owners anymore.
That wasn't the club in Jersey where it was like the owner guy had like a garage sale set up in the front yard, in the front foyer of the club with these glass cases. Do you remember that?
I don't know. Right now, you have the Stress Factory, Vinny Brand, which is a good club.
Love Vinny. I haven't been there in a long time.
That's a good little.
I used to work there a lot. I love Vinny. Love that room.
That's a good little fucking
Killer.
run.
What a crusher.
You know, and there was, but then there was Rascals. There was Rascals North and Rascals South. Rascals North was a fucking great room.
Yeah, I think it was Rascals South that had the garage sale in the lobby.
Rascals South was Route 35, next to a Russian strip club. That day you walked in there, you had to have a fucking winter jacket on. I don't know why. Russian chicks like the cold or some shit. I went there one time after a comedy show. I'm like, why is it fucking freezing in this fucking place? And then Bananas. Bananas is inside a hotel. And there's like a restaurant next to it, like a hotel restaurant. And Bananas is like, you go in there and they have like lawn furniture. It's one of those clubs where they have like picnic tables.
What do you mean they have lawn furniture?
It's the East Coast, so nobody gives a fuck. Like that type of club. They have those type of clubs in Boston also, where they're a banquet hall. They're a banquet hall, but you turn them into a one-night.
I've been to one at a Chinese restaurant. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome, and that's Bananas. It's small. The ceiling's small. There's no stage. It's like a stepping thing that you step on. You never did Bananas in all your fucking years as a comic. No. It's right under the George Washington Bridge. Right underneath the George Washington Bridge. It's the last off Route 4, like you could see as you're going for the bridge, you could see it right there. And it just happened to be next to the Bada Bing. The Bada Bing, I don't know if that's the real name of it. They closed it recently. It was next to the strip club where they shot The Sopranos. So for years recently, there was, if you're a tourist, you go to Times Square and take a bus over to the Bada Bing and to the museum there. But the two idiots got in trouble for tax evasion. They didn't pay taxes on the fucking money, and they just recently closed it down. This is an article. Hunt it down. Bada Bing closes. See if I'm bullshit.
That's a sad day.
You see a pattern here, listeners? If you're a criminal, pay the taxes. It's always where they get you.
Pay your fucking taxes.
That's where they get you.
Look, and they get you on those autograph shows and shit. That's how they get
Oh,
you.
yeah?
Wait, give them 10 years. All these Comic-Con jerk-offs, they're all going to be doing 20 years. A bunch of these fucking Comic-Con nickelheads.
Oh, man.
Because they go down there, they sign $25 autographs,
Right.
and you cheat. And what do you think? If Tom Rhodes got 50 autographs and Lee got 50 autographs, why does Diaz only get 5 autographs? You're going to jail, bitch. And they'll let you do it for like 5 or 10 years. They'll give you leeway. Yeah, go ahead. No problem. They'll come to fucking Comic-Con, take pictures of you with 20 people, and then one day you get the letter in the mail. Excuse us. Our fucking records indicate that you really had 90. You're lying to death. You go to court, and all of a sudden they play this video with you giving out autographs and jumping up and down as the character you were 80 years ago and shit. They're sending that kid from fucking Jersey Shore to jail. You bet your ass they're sending that motherfucker to jail.
What, from the TV show?
Yeah.
Which
15 fucking years. The one.
No way. 15
yes, they
years?
Are. Yes, they are.
How much did he make?
It's Fed time. He'll do 6 at a fucking country club.
That's a
What did he do?
Time.
He didn't, it was autograph money?
Yeah, let's find it.
What's his name? Yeah, they had the Bada Bing closed on the 17th.
Okay, the Bada Bing closing the 17th. I'll look up what the situation.
He's going to do 6 years?
60. They're looking at 15. That means if it's federal time, you do 7. Good behavior, 5.5. They send you up to Lompoc. You play tennis. You learn how to milk cows. You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad. It's not like going to fucking. It's not like they're taking you to jail and fucking and spraying mace in your eyes.
You got it? Who, that kid?
Yeah, when you don't listen, let me tell you something. When you don't pay your taxes and they throw you in jail, it ain't that bad.
But hold on. You've said on this podcast that you didn't pay taxes for like a decade. You went in there and they said you were on a plan. Why can't he go on a plan?
Because, listen, the plan is when you fuck up and you forget to send your taxes in and you made $9,000 one year as a comic, they don't give a fuck about that, okay? It's when you make, how much did he make?
All right,
How much did
he defrauded them by almost $9 million, $8.9 million.
You're going to do it some fucking time.
But in 3 years, 2010 to 2012, so it's
$9 million? He was selling a lot of autographs.
What would they get him on? They got him on. And then he tried to do
Where was he
something
making
else.
this $9 million?
I don't know if it was the autographs. I might be wrong on that.
fraudulent business deductions, income, 5 years on each count. Oh, fuck.
They don't fuck around.
He faces a maximum sentence of 10 years.
Wow.
So he's got a great attorney. So all the money he had put away and all the money he stole.
He could have used a better accountant.
Well, he goes to an attorney. Hey, bro, they got forensic accountant, the feds. They go to the they find one discrepancy. That's why all these people for years would write off everything in comedy, and then comics started getting fucking whatever the fuck, because they were doing those business dinners and all that shit. Everything was a fucking write-off. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Good luck. You got to do something a little bit different. They have people. They're forensic accountants. That's what they do for a fucking living. I guarantee something's not bueno.
That's scary. What's going on?
I don't know. No. Nothing. What's going on, Tom Rhodes? You didn't
I
smoke
just got back from Paris, man. No, I didn't smoke
fucking
it.
edibles. You didn't eat no Vicodins, and you're acting like
Wow.
you're acting like somebody dosed you. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're holding out on me. You holding? You got some Xanax or something?
No, man. I haven't done Xanax
You're
in a
not
long
tip-top
time.
magoo. So you're sober now.
I'm sober, yeah.
Completely.
I smoke a little weed once in a while, but I've told you before, my wife, who's from Holland, hates it.
Okay.
And I've had fucking people send me emails and, just tell you what, fake it, man. Just like do some edibles and don't tell her. Like, yeah, once I start telling a long story with a lot of pauses, she knows this. The goose is cooked. Now she just, I only smoke minimal amount of times a month, and treat it like a treat, that type of thing.
Has it changed you as a comic then? Because
I'm more focused. I get more shit done.
Listen,
because I used to smoke like every day.
You were a professional.
Yeah.
I hate when people use I hate when people give people stereotypes. You're a comic, bro. When you sign up to be a comic, if I love Jim Gaffigan. I love every fucking comic. Whatever. Everybody has their lifestyle. Mm-hmm. But when I signed up to be a comic, it was to do this till you ended up like fucking Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
That was the book. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, me too, man. All my heroes died fat, naked, and bloated on the bathroom tiles.
So, when you dive into this, you hope that you get good, you figure out how to do it, so you can figure out the lifestyle we want to live, which is a no responsibility lifestyle whatsoever. I don't really have an address. I got a P.O. box somewhere in Michigan, and that's all you need to know.
I didn't have an address for 10 years.
It's the weirdest thing when you commit to that life. For somebody like Lee, it's imaginable. But with comedy, you could just drop out of society right now, Lee. Like, if you didn't want anybody to find you, all you would have to do is just do triple runs.
Under like a different name?
No, you could use Lee Syatt. You're still going to pay taxes and do everything, but nobody would know where you were. You would discommunicate with everyone. With comedy, you could do that. With comedy, that's the reason I did it when I fucking left Boulder. The main purpose was to discommunicate. My life had been, everybody went to prison, I got divorced. I steal, I lied, I got thrown out of fucking the university, I got my GED, I quit high school. When I dove into comedy in 1995, that was it. All that was a pager and a P.O. box, Jack. You were not going to get a hold of me. I did not want a cell phone. I did not want responsibility. I wanted to be Charles Bronson in a single apartment with some books, a little cot, and a black and white TV, and I was good to go.
Yeah.
That's why you get into it. I didn't expect to become, or to have money in the beginning. For years, I knew I was going to suffer.
I do think. I don't really want to do that. See, that was part of my thinking when anyone would ask me why I didn't do comedy. It's like I don't really want to do 10 years of like that. Like that doesn't really sound appealing when you guys tell those stories. But when you
got to do it. You're never gonna get to samurai status without.
How long were you broke for before everything started clicking for you?
Tom? 10, 12 years.
Remember when you accepted being broke?
I'll sleep on friends' couches. I used to hitchhike to gigs. I'd take Greyhound buses in the South to do those butt-fuck gigs you talked about earlier. Those comedy zones, those shitholes.
You were
I used to fucking hitchhike to
you
those.
You were 20s, right?
Yeah, well, no. I was like, I started when I was 17. I went on the road at 18. So like 18, 19, I'm in the backwater southern circuits. And then when I was 20, I moved to New York City, But 18, 19, I was doing all those butt-fuck gigs all over the South, everywhere.
I don't mind driving. I'll drive everywhere, but I need at least like a Motel 6 or I don't like sleeping on people's couches.
Did your family have money that's going to pay for those hotels and gas and stuff?
No, see that's the thing. It's hard. It's
no, Lee. Let me explain.
If you're starting in California too, it's a whole different world.
Here's the problem with Lee.
You can sleep out on the grass anywhere.
Here's the problem with Lee. Nobody's ever shut the lights off on Lee. And
what does that mean?
To really build yourself up, you really got to scrub some type of the bottom to really see the top. There's no Motel 6. Take this job away from you and go on the road and live on $100 a night. You love this. So in your heart, you will make it work. That Volkswagen becomes a Prius. The back has a blanket.
See, I would rather do that than sleep in like a crappy hotel.
A cooler, and you learn to adapt.
Making sandwiches out of
I could buy an RV and just do that.
That's great. You could buy an RV. Listen to me. The biggest gift I got from comedy was the gift of survival, learning how to survive. we learned how to survive.
Learn how to pee into a Coke bottle while driving.
Yeah.
There's no time to stop. You got to get to this gig.
You learn and you accept. You'll take a gig for $75 to break even just to get the hotel room that night to cover you till you get to Santa Fe on Friday.
The first gig I ever took out of Florida was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I tried the week to MC for $150. I drove from Orlando to Tulsa, halfway across the country. It probably cost more than that in gas. I'm sleeping in rest areas. But I was like, I was like 18, 19. I was like, and I just felt like I'll never forget pulling into the Tulsa city limits. I was like excited about it. I felt like I could have been doing like the Tonight Show or SNL or something. I remember feeling like, man, I'm in show business.
Yeah, you don't even.
Holy fuck, I'm gonna play in Tulsa.
Fucking my first gig my first triple gig was in Ogden, Utah.
Wow.
A girl and her boyfriend just tweeted me the other day from Ogden. And when I heard that name, I went back into that time for like 2 minutes. How excited I was that I was performing in Ogden, Utah. In my world, it was bigger than Las Vegas at that time. My shirt was ironed. My shoes were shined. It didn't matter. I bombed.
But you looked great.
But I looked good. I looked and like that, Lee, it's a different mindset. You're just so happy to be that somebody's paying you for what you've done for the last 4 years for free. That's the last thought in your head.
Oh, no, I'm not asking them to get me the hotel.
No. Listen to me. You probably got $380 in your account when you get this $200 gig, which is going to cost you $150 to get there in gas and back. You're not going to ask nobody for a hotel. They ain't going to talk to you. This is all done by email. You have no negotiation. They tell you $200 and
sleep in your car, and your car breaks down, and then you fucking...
you live. Listen, Dean Delray is 50, and I've seen him do things that I admire Dean Delray, because Dean Delray will do a comedy show and wait till 10 o'clock and tap into that website that gives you $200 hotel rooms for $38.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
And that motherfucker will sit in there till 5 minutes after 12 the next day. He'll get room service. He'll live like a doctor. There's a way, if you really love something,
right?
It happens. I had motel sex or something. You go 3 days without a motel, and you'll love what you're doing. You'll love eating those Subway sandwiches. You'll love pulling over and rolling those joints and peeing outside in the winter and peeing in the snow. It just becomes... I remember being...
You had weed, but you wouldn't get a hotel room?
Listen, who cares? I'd rather have weed than a hotel room and have a story to tell any day of the week. Me and Jody Ferdig are driving on the 5 on a triple run. And we've got a 2-door car. The back seat, the trunk fits nothing. There's a 2-door car. It was a Saturn 2-door coupe. And the back was up to the top with women's clothes. Like I had a suitcase, but Jody Ferdig had enough clothes to go away for 10 years. And on the top of that was a white shirt with a fucking beautiful, her favorite white shirt to wear. She would wear it on Friday nights because it showcased her tits. She's passed out. I'm in the fucking car. She's like, Joey, we should stop and get a hotel. In those days, we didn't have... She was getting $85. And I was getting $175. I wasn't dating her. I wasn't paying for no hotel room. If she was freezing, I was fucking freezing. And I'll never forget, I was smoking a cigarette with the window open. I would throw the cigarettes out the window. And on one of those, I'm sitting, I'm like, man, this car smells fucked up. And I look back and I see Jody's white shirt with a 6-inch hole in it smoking.
Oh, no.
I had to fucking take the shirt while she was sleeping and throw it out the window. And something else she owned, and then I took like a jacket of mine and put it there like nothing ever happened. For 3 years, she kept asking me, I never knew what happened to that white shirt. I should call the hotel and shit. Now I lit it on fire. Like those are the adventures, Lee.
Oh my God.
Adventures going in that car.
I love driving. That part sounds like fun. Just doing open mics across the country.
You imagine a world that doesn't exist, Lee.
Yeah, no, Lee,
where
Lee
everything's fine, there's no struggle.
Yeah, he's delusional.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. No one's paid my rent since I've moved out here. I don't know where you're like.
To tie this into, you asking me about being sober and everything. Another thing about how I'm conducting my life right now is I'm trying to get some shit done. I've been working on this book for like 6-7 years now. I wrote the first draft, finished that like about a year ago. So I'm trying to get this book ready for publication. So like it's got these insane road stories from when I first went on the road, my life, when I had the sitcom, when I had the late night talk show in Amsterdam, getting maced in Paris, the almost drowning in Thailand, all these like insane stories that have happened to me as a comedian. I mean, my, epic life, basically. And, my dad was killed by a drunk driver. My sister died of breast cancer. I got married at her hospital bedside hours before she died of cancer. I've had a pretty fucking epic story. So, a lot of comedians put out these books, and they're these little cream puff fucking 105-page books, and it's their act that's transcribed, and it's like double spaced the sentences. It looks like a third grade book with like big thick letters to like so it can fill 100 pages. Mine's like a work. Mine's going to be, I don't know how many pages. I'm trying to chop it down, but it's a legitimate book. It's I hate to use the word literature, but it's not a cream puff comedian's fluff book of his fucking jokes written,
Huh.
So the fact that I'm not smoking pot every day, I've been able to whip this into shape fairly well.
Because you were a wild guy. I want to know how it affected your stand-up at night.
To go sober.
Yes.
It was great. I think the beginning, when you make the adjustment, it takes a minute. I think I've always been a heavy drinker, and my philosophy was always give me more drugs. And my dad, who I was very close with, my dad's the reason I'm a comedian. He was killed by a drunk driver, and I was pretty sad over that. And then my sister died of breast cancer a year and a half later. So I kind of went into I saw no joy in life, and I really started drinking heavily, more than I ever did, and I started to look like shit. And I started to get this white puffy, white guys who have that puffy alcoholic face with the big bulbous nose, and I looked like shit, and I was sluggish, and I blacked out in Philadelphia and busted my head open, and just decided to stop drinking.
You told us that the last time you were here. I just wanted to know, because I know there's a lot of young comics out there. When the thought came to my mind that I had to stop snorting coke, I was like, my career is done. Like, I'll never be funny again. Like, that's the first thought I had. Like that, I thought that look at this poor bastard. I thought that, get the napkin, please. Get the napkin. Get the.
Are you gonna throw up, Lee?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ! But I gotta live.
He's
with
gonna vomit.
No, I'm fine.
Here, let me get you a bucket or something.
What's the matter?
No, I'll let you know if I'm.
What's the matter?
What do you mean? What's the matter?
What are you gonna puke from? What did you eat that you're gonna puke from? What is the fucking problem? I saw you over there drinking water, crinkling the fucking bottle. Then you switched bottles. What happened?
Are you thinking about Motel 6s?
I'm thinking about what's worse than Motel 6s.
Nothing. There's nothing worse than
Yes, there are. I've seen a lot of worse motels.
Well, where you go? All those Airbnbs where you got the rash.
Okay, yeah.
The Airbnb in Long Beach.
That's terrible.
You're the fucking kiss of death on your
You're the
own.
kiss
You
of
don't
death.
even need a fucking travel agent. This guy picks the worst locales ever. And then he goes into a jacuzzi. He gets one of those rashes from
That's
the
Big
70s.
Bear. What do you mean?
Yeah, another Airbnb. Any Airbnb you go to, you get VD. VD wasn't even around anymore, and he fucking got it.
Someone has to get it.
It's a scary thought for a lot of people.
What, to go sober?
Absolutely.
I think it's fine. I found it's made me a better comedian because I'm more focused on stage. I was always, the thing I always said about comedy, the best thing about comedy is it's the only job you can show up half in the bag and everybody's still happy to see it, But I was the party guy forever, and I enjoyed it. I don't regret anything.
I was there with you a couple nights.
You and I, we went hard. And Hugh Stone when we met. Oh my God! And Houston has some of the purest cocaine available in America.
And you would go to these towns, and you would start on Tuesday, and it was every night till fucking Sunday morning. At Sunday morning, you were at the fucking airport eating those breakfast tacos, thinking to yourself, thank God the fucking week is over.
Yeah, I flew back from Paris. I changed planes in Atlanta, and man, Atlanta was always a fun town for me. And I just remembered like that airport. I've been in that airport where I would party all night after the last. I have so many great friends in Atlanta, and the staff that worked at the club, and just remember just going to that airport after partying all night, and I have flown on every possible substance and high, and I think the best way to fly is definitely sober. It's way better than still on mushrooms, still high, still drunk, still whatever.
I like smoking a joint or eating a pot cookie and getting on a plane. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. Getting on a plane hungover from the night before, to me, that is just death. Death. I remember drinking till 5 and the car picking you up at 7.
Yeah.
And you showing up and your eyes are just beaming of alcoholism and drug use. And they look at you in the counter. They look at you and go, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And you just reek. You could brush your teeth 18 times. And you could fucking do 19 Listerines and take a shower. And what was coming out of your pores was pure fucking... I would smell it. I smelled it at the airport this Sunday. It was a UFC. So a lot of the guys were going home and I smelled that smell on the plane. Both. It coming out of your body and it coming out of your breath. I can't deal with it. I couldn't deal with that 20 years ago. That was horrible, getting high and having to fucking fly. That's a horrible fucking feeling. That I don't know how people do. I applaud you. You're the king of it.
I did it for a long time.
I applaud you. I would just
partying all night, get on a plane.
Fuck you.
Go straight to the airport.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, so now, I think I've reached some kind of level of maturity. And
you're an adult. You've been doing this for 30 years. You've done it all already.
Next week, February 4th, will be 34 years.
34 years. Yeah. You've heard every story.
I've lived every story.
I mean, you've gone to you travel internationally is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's great. And you know what? I think what I've found is...
you like who's the guy they found in Santa Monica?
Whitey Bulger.
You like the Whitey Bulger comedy.
Like I said, like my wife has conditioned me to, like, if I smoke pot, to make it a special occasion. And it's, like if I'm hanging out with Joey Diaz, it's a special occasion. It's got to be somebody who's a good friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't want me, getting high with open micers, fucking random people. And like I said, I think my life is more focused now. I'm really sharp on stage while I'm telling a joke or a story. My Rolodex is in my brain. All right, I got this and fucking this. We can take them this way. We can. I'm very happy with the way things are right now for me.
I'm also, because I wanted to ask you, because I know I feel the difference. For me, it was 10 years to blow. Reefer, I could do the national anthem on Reefer. I love it. That doesn't affect me on stage, or if I don't do it. A lot of times I don't do it, and I think I have too much energy when I don't get high. Sometimes. Lee, you all right, buddy? What's going on with you? Talk to Uncle Joe. You got me concerned.
You're like the first time I did your podcast. I think that's
I'm
what.
very sorry. You were telling the story about your dad and your sister.
I think I'm okay.
And I looked at him because he was fucking making faces that were killing me. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Look at him. You all right?
I thought maybe I'm getting like a headache or something. I don't know.
You're getting a headache. What's the matter, dog? You think you got a fucking tumor?
Maybe 5 edibles wasn't a good idea.
No, we had 6.
6 what?
We had 2 of the cushies and the 4 of those, whatever those fucking.
Those things are like 800 milligrams apiece. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Don't worry about nothing. Nah, they're fine. He's all right. This poor kid.
No, I remember I had some edibles a couple years ago, and it felt like waiting for an illness to pass. There was nothing enjoyable about it.
No. He's used to it. We got a little pillow here before Chi Lee, she'll rub his shoulder. She got acupuncture. She'll put a needle in his temple.
Or I'm having a stroke. That could be happening.
I hope not, Lee. For
Me
the
too.
love of Christ. Jesus Christ. Knock on wood. That bong hit took it to the next levels and shit. You want to do another one?
No.
Just straighten you up a little bit.
No, I don't.
San Francisco Punchline, February 7th to the 10th. I'll be at Side Splitters in Tampa, February 22nd to the 25th.
And then what's your international schedule like? Like just for the people? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do end of March. I'm doing this this Magner's comedy tour. It's I'm doing Bangkok, and then it's on my website, and then I'm going to do Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and then I'm going to do Manila and Boracay, Philippines, and then I'm going to Hong Kong, and then that's the beginning of April, end of March, beginning of April. End of June, I'm going to go back to Tokyo. I'm doing Tokyo and Osaka. And then in August, I think I'm going to do Shanghai, and I'm going to go back to Mongolia. I did Mongolia last few months ago. Are you laughing at Lee because he's so fucked up?
He should have seen it. He keeps rubbing his head because he's playing with him. His own head is playing with him.
Yeah.
Like he was sitting there thinking he was getting a stroke. I saw his face. He's like, maybe I am having a stroke.
Well, I like that if you were having a stroke, you'd still finish the show. I think that's pretty admirable.
Listen, they're mild strokes. I had like 3 of them. All right. What happens is you puke a little bit. It's white. It's foamy. You take a nap. You get up. You're a little dizzy.
I don't think my insurance covers a mild stroke.
No, you don't even have to go to the doctor. I've had a couple mild strokes at the house. No biggie. You just lay in bed, watch Law and Order. You get the girlfriend to make some chicken noodle soup, and you'll be fine tomorrow night. You don't have to do another podcast this week.
Oh, thank goodness.
What's that? This is why I say to you, you're always in training. So
This is not training. This is craziness.
You have not
How
done
many?
You have not done an edible since we came back from Austin. I've been giving you a breather. I figured you go over to Sunset Herbal, get yourself some Chiba Chews on your own, but you're not even conscientious no more. You've lost it.
I can't do edibles like this every night.
You know what I'm saying? No,
Listen,
it's not like this every night, but you got to.
What do you mean it isn't like this every night?
It's training. You got to do this 3-4 nights a week.
No, you don't.
That's why when you go do comedy at night, you stop at the weed store first, then you pop the edibles, and then you do comedy. So when you get off the stage, bing, bang, boom.
I don't want to be high up there.
Not up there when you get off stage.
I don't.
That'll help you kick the adrenaline will help you kick, but that's a completely different lesson. I'm trying to have a conversation with Mr. Rhodes here.
About international stuff.
So do me a favor and stop making funny faces. You're not going to
I'm not making funny faces.
You're not going to die, and if you do, don't worry about it. I got a place where to drop you off.
Thank you.
Nobody's ever going to. He left last night. What are you talking about? He was here. He did the podcast. You didn't see him. He didn't leave a note. Nothing. Nobody saw him. Over by the 170, there's a little spot up there. We can drop off people. Nobody knows nothing. There's a hawk up there.
You want to be that girl in that the Big Dick show, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
From Godfather 2. It's what he's going to be dreaming.
Career opportunities.
It's, you know, I've always admired you. I really have. Because I learned something from you that, you know, I got into comedy for all the. I didn't get into comedy to be on TV. I didn't get into comedy to do movies. I got into comedy to disappear. I got into comedy to play shit states and play shit holes just to survive. If I could just survive and pull a little bit of money away and live that life of Riley that we all admire, that guy that, you ever see the movie Major League?
Yeah.
What's the catcher? Who plays the catcher in that movie? Nobody remembers him. Tom Berenger.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Berenger's character's great. He gets a phone call and he's got 2 naked women on the bed and he wakes up drunk and he's playing in the Mexican baseball league and he lives in a whorehouse and, and that's your life and you wait for the major leagues to call you, but until then you survive. And someday you get old and you die. You accept that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I accepted comedy to be. I was going to be Tom Berenger in the fucking whatever. I was just going to be a minor league comedian. I was never going to attain any success. If I ever did come out, it'd be to be an extra. But my whole passion with comedy was that I didn't have to have a day job. Nobody needed to know who I was. Like, that's it. I would call a booker, he would book me, and that was it. Nobody knew nothing. I loved that idea. When I read that book, he did strip clubs, Lenny Bruce. So he would do strip clubs, go back to the Chelsea, shoot heroin, and sleep till fucking 4 in the afternoon. Wake up, go get a bagel with lox. Who's better than that? Who's better than that? No responsibility, no phones. No, nothing. You don't even want people calling you. That's what I thought comedy was. Obviously, it became something else, and my life turned into something else, But that first couple of years, especially when you realize you need to live on the road to become a good comic, to get a good comic foundation, you just become a nomad. Like, I was a nomad. And I know you're the king of the nomads. But that's not what I learned from you. I learned that when you get into comedy, you look at the spectrum and you go, you know what, the highlight of my career would be getting a TV show. And for you, that wasn't the highlight of your career. You became a great comic. The TV show was one of the many things that you did that didn't define you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You
know how there's some comedians that were great comics, they get a TV show, then they just forget about being the comics. I respected all that level, but I also respected what you did. Because I remember seeing you at the Improv maybe 4 months after the show was canceled. You didn't have a nice look on your face.
Yeah.
It was at the Melrose Improv. I could be wrong the timing, but the look on your face wasn't. I didn't know you personally. I still liked your show, and I liked what you did with all the comedy I used to watch. I was a young comic watching you. And I always thought that after a comic show would get canceled, they would just wrap it up and go sell real estate. You didn't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like after who could tolerate that? Like my show got canceled. You, Margaret Cho, you guys didn't give a fuck. It made you a better motherfucking comic.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't that easy. I mean, it was kind of chilling.
Yes, I understand. It was.
Like show business goes ice cold on you, and people you thought were your friends stop taking your call.
It's crazy.
And I stuck around LA for like a year after the sitcom was finished, and people who I thought were my friends, and even my manager stopped taking my calls, and it's pretty fucking chilling. And then that's why I was like, fuck this town, and I moved to New York to get deep back into stand-up comedy. And then also, like I said, I started using that money to take trips to London, because London is a massive stand-up comedy town, and brilliant comedy comes out of there. And, there's people in New York and London, and all they care about is stand-up, and they don't give a shit about TV. So, and all I cared about was stand-up. I didn't, that TV show was just a blip. You still with us, Lee?
So far.
It's so weird what I've learned the last. Oh my God! It wasn't just doing comedy. it was also learning about life. I saw a dear friend of mine that got a big deal twice, and I saw how his manager would be everywhere. If you saw him, you saw his manager.
Right.
Once the deal fell through, I never saw the manager. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I knew the deal fell through because I went somewhere and he wasn't with the manager anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, his deal fell through. And even though I would ask him, oh, yeah, it's still alive, you know? But that has to be, I was writing about it this last week, like when I got out of fucking county jail the first time for kidnapping, and my bail and my name was in the paper. In my mind, I thought that you knew. Like, even if I didn't know you and I was shopping,
right,
and you look at me, I go, you have like this feeling that people are looking at you. It was an experience to go through that. It was like a 2-week period where I thought when I went to a restaurant to order eggs, she was looking at me because I just got out of county jail for kidnapping. And I think it would be the same if I had a show and it got canceled. Like, you think people are looking, oh, that's him. There's no shows. They don't even know the fuck you want. Like, they don't even watch TV. You know, but then the people who were close to you, that's the weirdest thing ever. When people just stop returning your calls, it's the weirdest fucking feeling.
Yeah.
You know, when I was in The Longest Yard, Adam Sandler has his right-hand man. You know how many times I call him in the daytime to get directions or something? He answers the phone. I mean, the day I was off the set, he never picked up the phone again.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's 20 years later.
Yeah, no, that's why.
Having performed on every continent, and you know, and I had many more TV shows after that. So,
but it wasn't even about the shows. It's about your stand-up at the end.
Yeah,
that's all this has been about. The 34-year journey. You never stopped.
No, I'm better than, and that's, and you know, and I think, like, if we boil it down, and then that's, you know, I'm telling this story in my book. I mean, you know, everything has been for stand-up comedy. You know, I moved to New York, I moved to New York for stand-up. I moved to Europe. You know, everything, because, you know, your human experiences are where the best comedy material comes from. The truth, the life you've lived. You know, and so traveling the world, moving to Europe, all these things. And then I think ultimately me, because for years partying, and I got great stories from my act. You know, so much of my show is, you know, stories of excess. And then I think it came to a point where I knew I could be a better comedian if I wasn't fucking drunk every night. When I busted my head open in Philadelphia, you know, the next day, I that is the reason why I stopped drinking, because I thought, you know.
What was your typical drinking day?
Well, I mean,
not. I'm talking about when I ran with you. I'm talking about even then you were rocking and rolling.
Always.
You know,
and that's the thing. And
you got to the club with me at 7:45.
Yeah.
And you get 2 or 3 and a shot or something.
Well, yeah.
And then after the show, that's when the Colombians showed up. You know what I'm saying?
The hamburger helper.
Yeah.
For the booze.
Up. Yeah.
A normal evening would be like, you know, like when I busted my head open, it was pretty surprising because it was a pretty normal evening. I had 10 pints of Sierra Nevada. And
oh yeah, I do that.
That was a fucking that was a Thursday,
and I'll pass out.
You know, if I was drinking wine, I would drink. You know, if I wasn't at a club and getting them by the glass, I'd drink probably 2 or 3 bottles, maybe sometimes squeeze out a 4th one. You know, I love booze, and I've always been able to handle it and stay up all night. You know. I was a fucking tank.
How crazy is that I'm so envious that that's not one of my shortcomings. Like, I'm like a fucking retard. Like, I like my little marijuana, and even though I stopped doing the pills and the fucking drinking and the snorting, the drinking was never my problem. But I wish I could look a man in the face. I really do. All my life. There was a couple of years when I was doing it, because I was doing coke. And I was trying to act like fucking Don Johnson. So I would see and try to always get a drink, you know. But it's not my forte. It's not my forte to look at Lee and go, let's go have 3 beers at a bar and sit there. I don't know why. It's never been in me. I wish I could. I mean, every once in a while, man, I'll wake up one day and go, man, I go for a fucking cold Heineken. It'll take me 8 days to get that beer. That's how much of a scary cat I am, like when it comes to alcohol. You don't drink on planes because you really die. That's what killed Carrie Fisher. That and this weed. The same weed that Lee got the headache from, this is the weed that killed Carrie Fisher.
No way.
Yeah, this is the weed she smoked the night before.
No way.
Yeah, you want a hit? No, but I wish I was a social drinker. If I could do it again, I wish I could. Like in the 70s, all the TV shows had bottles with no labels on them. And people, if you walked in the thing, automatically, I didn't even ask you. There was no, Kishi, what are you drinking today? No, it was brown. That's all you needed to know. I opened up a thing, I put 3 ice cubes in there, I put 3 fingers in, and I handed it to you. There was no, I'm driving. There was no, I don't have an Uber app. There was no, I have a meeting in 20 minutes. You fucking drank that thing, tick-tock magoo, like nothing happened. You know how bad I wish I could do that, Tom Rhodes? It would never in me. I go into a comedy club. What the fuck? We're headliners. We can drink whatever the fuck we want. I go to a fucking bar and I'll sit there at the comedy club and I'll look at every bottle and analyze it, and at the end go, there's nothing I really want. I want Anisette. Like if what's Anisette? What's the gorilla? The gorilla. Anise. Yeah. Gorilla.
Why? That's so...
over ice? That shit's delicious. I like Cointreau over ice. Who drinks Cointreau? Only a half a fag like me drinks Cointreau.
Can I get it? I want to buy my friend a Frangelico, please.
Oh my God, a Frangelico with a fucking splash of fucking Bailey's Irish cream and a little fucking cream, and you shake it up with ice cubes. Ooh,
for guy who makes fun of me all the time.
It's $22. Nothing happens.
The only drinks I see him with have whipped cream in them.
Who?
You.
When did you see me with a drink of whipped
cream? At the Ice House. You always have some.
Oh, no. One time. You saw me one time. One night I went in there and they were making pina coladas, and I told the guy, give me a drink and put some whipped cream on it. But no, every
you had the pink ones too?
No, I had whatever fucking color, but it's weird. I could never just go into a bar with Tom Rhodes and go, give me a fucking Diaz on the rocks,
Crown and ginger
with a beer back, and give my friend whatever the fuck he's drinking. And by the time the bartender gets to you, you already do the fucking Diaz and give him the glass. Like, here, go get another one before the party even starts. Like,
I went to a lot of periods, man. I used to, drink Stoli on ice. I loved booze.
I love gin and tonics.
Wine, gin and tonics are great.
With a lot of lime in it and short.
Yeah.
For some reason, a tall gin and tonic wasn't my shit. But a short one after I did a couple blasts of coke, forget about it. I would tell you any story you wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? I also like Diaz on the rocks when I was snorting.
I think when I turned 70, I think I might start having like a glass of wine every time. Yeah,
no, once you hit 70, you
because I like hanging out in Paris and Rome, and there's something cool about sitting in a cafe sipping a glass of wine. But I'm not going to go back to the fucking staying up all night.
No, snorting coke and looking out the window with dead dick. No.
Yeah.
That's I couldn't. There's nights where I watch Narcos or something.
Life's higher wisdom isn't coming from fucking doing coke all night.
No,
anymore.
And we thought it did for a long time.
Yeah,
but who the fuck were we? Look at how wrong we were. It's so weird how sometimes I see people doing coke on Narcos or the other show.
I love that show.
And when I turn the show off, I like go in the office and think about what would happen if I ever did a line. Like, I don't even have a desire to stick anything. How disgusting is that? Putting $1 bill up your nose. That is the most disgusting fucking thing you could ever fucking do in your life. Do you know that? You know how many fucking diseases you could get from that? I had a wart removed in my nose. It had to be from dollars or something. Something was in my nose that grew for a long time. Like a fucking snot that wouldn't come out. It was connected. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. Anyway, I don't even.
One of my aunts, older aunts, got hepatitis C years ago.
Yeah.
And she told me, always use your own dollar.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Very helpful, family heirloom advice to pass down.
So yeah, I'm happy for you.
Thanks, man.
You're off the booze. You look good. Let me give some shout outs real quick to some fucking tremendous people. Your nephews, I hope they still listen to the show. The fucking Tip Top Tony, whatever the fuck his name is. Quality Tony over there in Vegas. Don't fucking, hold on, cocksucker. And don't make me find out. Kinda Clever, Dead Movie Star Bro, Jimmy Nunya, Anthony J, Miles B, MK Ultron, Rob Marley, Ryan McGawley, and Alan Alec. And my girl, Chi-Chi. What, are you kidding me or what? Anyway.
Hey, and I have a new album out on iTunes. It's called All Hail Laughter.
Since when? When did it come out?
It came out like a month ago.
Did you really?
Months ago.
So see what I'm saying, guys? Most people's TV show would have got canceled. They would have ran under a tent, got a real estate, had 9 ugly kids, and then told their kids they did comedy with Joe Rogan. But not Tom Rhodes. For Tom Rhodes, it was just a bump in the road. He didn't give a fuck. He knew what his true calling was.
Stand-up is my...
And that's all that
the
matters,
reason I was
people.
born and put on this earth.
For you young comics that are getting into this because you think of all this other shit that comes with it, that don't even do it. Don't even waste your time. Just go to college and go to theater and jump up and down. But if you want to get down, like this other, my poor little Stutz friend, when I at least want some more talent, you don't even think like that. The passion to do stand-up, the passion to be a fighter, the passion to go to the Olympics, whatever your fucking passion is, you don't look at a couch for me in 1998 was the fucking Four Seasons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was sleeping in a fucking Datsun B210 and I loved it. And to wake up with no chiropractor and to get back in the car, like those triple runs, you have to drive 8 hours from one gig to the next. How do you think you get there, Lee? You click your heels, you take a flight. You got to drive. So sometimes, if a show started at 7:30, for example, I would say, Lee, we're going to call the fucking hotel and see if they can check us in at 6 a.m. What are you talking about? We're driving after the show. So we could sleep all day. You follow me? Like, you did things like that. That's why.
Absolutely, no. And I understand roughing it, and that's what I was... That's what I said at the beginning of this, is that was one of the things that deterred me from it. But I can see now where some of the love came in. You guys just were like, well, attack,
man, fucking love is love. Whatever you have a passion for, guys, don't think about money. Just make believe there's no fucking money involved. Close your eyes and go into it and go, this is what I'm going for. If you're good and if you do the fucking work you're supposed to do, the money will come later. I guarantee you. But you got to clock in every day. But Joey, my deadline is 4 years. Listen, go for 20. Go for 20. If you get into something like this, it's going to be 20 years before I fucking
I always kill when people go, I'm going to give it 2 years.
Yeah, you're going to give it 2 years.
And
That's
if
good.
I ain't famous in 2 years,
then what
I'm
the
never
fuck?
going to...
It doesn't work that way, guys. You got to put your heart into this shit. And that's all I need to tell you. Lee, next time, get it together. Like I told you people in the beginning of the show, all right, it's Valentine's season, and you want that muffler to be fresh just in case you bump into an important, significant other. This could be your wife, but you don't want to make a bad impression with skid marks in your underwear and your asshole smelling like 10 dead billy goats. That's why you need to go to HelloTushy.com. Again, Hello Tushy. They have a beautiful portable bidet that comes in all colors. It takes 10 minutes to install, and it'll change your life. You don't have an idea what life is till you go to the bathroom, take the biggest shit of your life, and then you just open your legs and let that water go into your muffler. You have no idea.
You gotta wash that ass, Joey.
You gotta wash that ass. That's why you gotta go to HelloTushy.com right now.
If you want to get far in this life, you gotta keep it clean.
You gotta keep it clean. You heard it from the man that's international. Okay, international. This guy got crabs in fucking Malaysia. Who does that? Do you have that on your fucking resume? Anyway, go to hello.
And you know how I got rid of it?
How?
Fucking the fucking bidet. What's it called?
HelloTushy.com. Go to Hello Tushy and press in.
Church.
And get 10% off your next portable bidet for Valentine's Day. Get your grandmother a gift. She's 80. Her asshole smells like that. Let her die with respect and dignity. Let that little old bat die with respect and dignity. Get her a portable bidet. You install it. It comes in different colors. Listen, just go to HelloTushy.com. You're going to love me for this. That's your Valentine's present for your significant other, all right? And press in church, I'm giving you 10% off. What are you feeling right now, Lee? What is in your heart right now, Lee? You're sitting there looking at me like Mongo Jr.
Oh, I'm good, man.
Okay.
His response time is so slow. I love it.
I thought he was going to keep going. I thought he was going to do
He's
it.
in like the echo chamber
I
right
thought that
now.
was beginning. I thought that
Everything we say is
I
like...
thought that was the beginning to the next day.
No, there's no beginning to no exact. I'm just asking you how you're doing to make sure you feel good.
A little pressure on my head sometimes.
Nobody hit you in the head, correct? I just want you to make sure you say it on tape so the cops don't come here and try to sue me 10 years from now because I hit you in the head. The bong did not touch your head. Am I correct?
I don't think so.
Okay. As long as we all know that.
You're going to get through this, Lee.
You did a bong hit. Maybe it went the wrong way. What are you feeling?
Just pressure.
Where?
In my face.
In your face.
And head, yeah.
All right. We're going to call 911.
No.
Sure?
I don't think so.
Listen to me. I got a neck brace in the car. We can make this look good. I could throw you off the balcony. And we can see
It's hard to tell because I took so many edibles. I don't want to call 911.
No. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Let's call 911, but let me throw you off the balcony so we collect.
Jeez, no,
All I want is a small 10 points. I won't make you land on your head. We'll land you on your shoulders.
If I go to the hospital, it's going to be the end of it. I can't. No. I'm on.
Why'd you take 6 edibles, Lee?
He didn't take 6 edibles. I don't know what you're talking about.
He took how many did you
He
take?
took 2 edibles.
He took a few.
Those edibles. Look at me. Look at me.
This guy.
Do I even look at anything?
No, you took 6. I saw you eat
I
it.
took nothing. Yeah. There's nothing wrong. He probably went to that wholesale sushi place again. Like he ate that fucking bat blood hummus he eats. What'd you eat for dinner?
Jersey Mike's.
Again?
I was in the
How many times you going to go to Jersey Mike's?
A couple times a week.
And what did you eat tonight?
Turkey and roast beef.
Together?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm fine.
That's how Belushi died. Mixing it.
That's how Belushi died. You're right.
Mixing it up. You got to do one or the other,
You got to
bro.
pick a country, Jack. It's tight. You got to take the number 6 with provolone. And it's like 6 points with lettuce, tomato, and fucking onions. You know what that roast beef does to you? Don't blame it on the edibles. You're all pale and shit. Does your lung hurt?
I mean, it did for a little bit before this, yeah.
When you want to do another bong hit?
Not really.
All right, because the bong hit will let us know. At least with the bong hit, I can gauge it.
Jesus Christ, Joe.
Jesus, how you getting a headache? You didn't eat dinner. That's what it was.
I did too.
Don't forget, people, I told you seriously earlier, so Saturday night's already sold out. So all you got is Thursday and Friday in Denver at Comedy Works. Then the following week, I'm in Alabama, and after that, I'm having surgery. So don't play no fucking games, people, all right? I'm having ear surgery. I'll be in and out. No, never fear. Uncle Joey's here. You understand me? Little anesthesia. I go in at 9, and I'm home by 12 o'clock. It's fine. And I won't get car sick no more, hopefully. Once they take the tube out, I won't get car sick. So that's the fucking plan, people. But before that, don't forget, the 55th birthday, Uncle Joey's double nickel birthday show, the 17th of the month at the Ice House, the small room. Tickets are going to go fast, whatever. They're cheap. It's a Saturday night workout before I go to Denver, and at least I get to see some church soldiers fucking on my 55th birthday. I get to see some action. I can't get fucked up because I got to drive home, but you know me. We're always, when there's a will, there's a way. So I'll see you anyway. I'm going to be 55 years old, Tom.
Wow.
Rhodes.
I just turned 51.
I thought
on January
I thought 14th. I would be lucky if I'd made it to 37. Keechi, you got anything you want to report? You sure? You don't want to say nothing? No special report? Anyway, listen to me. Like I said to you earlier, I'm going to take care of you for Valentine's Day. You want to look good with your significant other this Valentine's Day, correct? Then check out MeUndies Matching Pairs. A unique, fun gift for you and your Valentine. They're the perfect balance of comfortable fit and exciting prints. Don't spend another Valentine's Day giving the same old boring gift. Check out MeUndies.com and find the best match for you. You guys know that I love MeUndies, and I wear them to jiu-jitsu. I love them. I believe in them. I love the 100% satisfaction guarantee, and MeUndies guarantees you and your significant other will love your matching pairs. MeUndies are the most comfortable and fun underwear you'll ever wear. They're made from the softest material on earth. So this Valentine's Day, get your partner a gift that's for the both of you. Order by February 5th, okay, at 10 a.m. for free standard shipping, so your gift arrives on time. Matching pairs are fun, thoughtful, and they're a comfortable gift you can share with your significant other as you're sitting there sipping on wine, looking at each other, and you have your hand on her breast, and she's massaging your thigh, and you have the coolest underwear on the earth, and you got the lights dim. Think of how sexy you'll look with matching undies. With that little thong your wife looks good in, and you with your little fucking athletic cut. Who gives a fuck? Take a chance, Columbus did. MeUndies are the best underwear out there. And what I'm going to do for you to get 20% off your matching pair, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/Joey. Again, that's MeUndies.com/Joey. This will be the best Valentine's gift that you'll ever give her, all right? Or give him. Start matching your bottom half to your better half. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey right now. And why be alone again? I'm hooking you up. I'm getting your muffler washed and buffed, and I'm getting you sexy underwear. Why are you going to be alone? You can't get to know somebody just by looking at their picture. That's the problem, all right? If you're trying online dating, chances are you've run into lazy text messages and just dead-end conversations and random matches that don't turn into dates. Let me tell you something. Lee, how great is eHarmony?
It was great. It really takes the time to, like, when you sign up, it takes a little bit of time, but it's really matches you with a good person.
And you were at other dating services, correct?
Correct.
And eHarmony is the way to go.
Absolutely, it's the best one out there.
It's eHarmony is unlike many other dating. It's unlike many other online dating sites. eHarmony takes steps that other dating sites don't in order to find you a more compatible match. They're built to help you find lasting, meaningful relationship, not a shallow hookup site. All right. They have helped over 1 million people find their perfect match. eHarmony uses years and years of science, data, and psychological research to send you the right matches. It also brings compatible people together. That's what eHarmony is about. There are plenty of hookup sites out there. If that's what you want, go for it. That's not what you want. Right now, we, the Church of What's Happening Now, can get a free month with eHarmony when we sign up for a 3-month subscription. Enter my code, CHURCH, CHURCH, at checkout, all right? Stop waiting and start your journey to a satisfying, meaningful relationship. It can be fun to play around online dating apps, but when you're ready to fall in love, I mean really, really fall in love with somebody and have a meaningful relationship, there's only one app that's built to bring you real love, and that's eHarmony. Come see eHarmony.com and see how they can change your life, all right? Come see eHarmony and see how they can change your life. Go to eHarmony.com and get started. Enter code CHURCH, and let's get your love year started, all right? I want to thank eHarmony. I want to thank MeUndies, and I want to thank Hello Tushy for a tremendous January. I'll see you guys next week, February. I want to thank my man, Tom Rhodes.
Thank you, Joey.
Don't
Love you,
forget
brother.
to go see him.
Love and respect.
Is there a TomRhodes.com?
TomRhodes.net.
TomRhodes.net for future dates. Listen, have a great weekend. I love you guys. Stay black. See you at the Ice House. Hit it, Lee.
Boom.